So the Owl House returned recently with the first of its 3 specials, Thanks to Them, and it had conflict, drama, and heartbreak. But for this video, we're going to be talking about shipping! More specifically, the potential relationship between Bee and Masha. Firstly, let's discuss both characters individually. Starting with Bee. Bee is a basilisk with shape-shifting and magic-draining abilities, who was experimented on along with other fellow basilisks at the Emperor's Coven because of these powers. Sometime after escaping there, Bee found herself in the human realm after going through the portal door when Ruth first set foot into the demon realm, where she impersonated her in order to have a place to call home. Although even after her true identity was revealed after her encounter with Luce, Camille still took her in, pretty much adopting her, which now makes her a Nocida. And once Luce returned to the human realm after the events of King's Tide, Bee is able to be her own person and gets her own unique human form. Oh, and did I forget to mention how heckin' adorable she is? And then we have Masha, who despite having only a small amount of screen time, has already made a great impression as a character. We were first introduced to them in yesterday's Lie, as they're one of the friends Bee made at the summer camp Ruth was originally supposed to go to. We also see them again in the special Thanks to Them, now working at the Gracefields Historical Society, and they help the gang figure out the secret behind the Erebus. And then later in the special, we see them giving the gang a hayride tour, where they tell them the story about the Widowbrain brothers. Although there's more to them than giving exposition to the main characters, as they also have an enjoyable personality. From Gothic interests, along with impeccable snark and wit, they've already become a great character. And now it's time to talk about the relationship between Bee and Masha. Firstly, let's take a look at the interaction that created a lot of shipping feel for these two.
I just have one of those faces. Just the one. The normal amount of face. What a coincidence. Me too. If you ever need a tour guide, hit me up.
First, there's Bee's blush, which is not only really adorable, but also implies that she has a crush on Masha. Granted, a character blushing doesn't automatically mean they like someone, as I've learned that the hard way, after thinking that Anne's blush while talking to Marcy was a sign that the Masha ship was gonna become canon, only to be completely wrong. However, there's a strong indication that this is the real deal with how this interaction was executed. Also, the fact that Masha was able to respond with such wit after Bee's awkwardness shows a lot of potential for the two of them to have great chemistry with each other. Also, is this just Bee, or did Masha come across as a bit flirty towards Bee in this scene? This interaction, along with Bee's implied crush, makes me curious about the history of their relationship prior to this special. Did Bee always like Masha? And what was their relationship like back at the summer camp? We also have an interesting dilemma, as since Bee is no longer impersonating Luce, she can't let her old friend recognize her. However, despite that, Masha senses something familiar about her, even though Bee now has a completely new look and is using her own voice, which is interesting. This also opens up many different possibilities for where their relationship could go from there. Perhaps Bee could reveal the truth about her being a basilisk and impersonating Luce when they were at summer camp. If so, how would Masha take this revelation? Heck, for all we know, they might already have the same feelings for Bee. All of their relationships start all over again from the ground up. Well, unfortunately, we'll probably won't get to see any of that, because thanks to Disney and their stupidity, we literally only have 2 episodes left of the series. And needless to say, wrapping up the story in the best way possible under these circumstances should take priority over this ship. Although, there was a missed opportunity to squeeze in one more interaction between them, as Bee could have been on that same hayride that the rest of the gang were on where Masha told them that story. The most we're gonna get of them at the moment is this picture in the end credits to Thanks to Them, that shows Bee and Masha hanging out, with Bee continuing to brush around them. While it's nice to get some confirmation that the two of them have been spending time together since the events of Thanks to Them, there's still a part of me that's extremely curious to see where things go from there. Does Bee and Masha's friendship start anew, or would Masha finally get to reunite with the friend they once knew? And if Bee decides to reveal her secret, how would it affect their relationship moving forward? Would the potential for the two of them to become a romantic couple still be strong under these circumstances? What would their dynamic be like from this point forward? Normally when it comes to shipping characters, it takes a good while for me to determine whether or not I like to see them get together. But somehow, with only a short amount of screen time, I found myself fully invested in the potential romance between Bee and Masha, thanks to some great chemistry, along with an intriguing setup that fuels speculation. Hopefully, now that Disney finally realizes the popularity of the Owl House, perhaps maybe they will greenlight some spin-offs. And hopefully then, we can finally see Bea and Masha's story fully explored. But for now, the future of the Owl House franchise is uncertain, leaving everything up in the air. Whether or not we get to see more of them in the future, or this is all we're gonna get, Bea and Masha have an interesting and adorable relationship that has won me over. And that was my video on the Bea and Masha ship. If you enjoyed it, then be sure to give it a like, share, and comment. Also, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell for notifications. Also, if you're interested in supporting this channel, then head over to my Patreon. Well, I've got nothing else to say, so see ya!